So this is a quick tutorial on Microsoft Translator, which is available as a website, so you can just visit it on any browser. It can also be an Apple app that you can download onto a device, or also an app to download on an Android device. So, what is it? It's a quick and easy way to communicate with students through translation, of course. It's totally free, and the translation quality is excellent. As of recording this in, it's May of 2020, I have to say that Microsoft has one up on Google in terms of accuracy, so it's definitely something to keep on your radar as a translation software that's available to you. So the features that it includes are a live feature, so that you can have a live translated conversation directly on a device. Of course, that doesn't really help us very much right now during a pandemic, but hopefully when you're watching this, we're not in a pandemic anymore. There's also image translation, which allows you, just like Google, to be able to hold up your device to a photo picture, take a picture, and then the Microsoft Translator software will run and translate that text into another language. There's also offline translation. When you get back in the classroom, if you have a classroom that doesn't have any signal or a good connection, then it'll work offline. And it also has a phrase book, which is great for built-in, which is great for traveling as well. It's built into it, so if you want to quickly be able to ask, which way do I go to get to the train station, there's a phrase that's built right in there in multiple languages. Now again, there's voice. You can do split screen translation, so that I could put out my device, press the microphone button, I could speak in English, and on the opposite side, you'll see the other language, and it'll read out in the translated language. You can also just do a single microphone where you can just have short phrases translated very quickly. If you hold down the microphone button, you can actually have a conversation, and it'll go back and forth between the two languages. So it would be great for parent-teacher conferences face-to-face to be able to have some sort of a way to communicate in that environment with a parent that may speak in our language. It does text, of course. It can do over 60 languages. You can pin translations that you use often. You can share the translations. You can listen to the translations at different speeds. And you can look up alternate translations for words that you may actually be interested in learning, or just different ways, synonyms for different words. Again, there's offline translation as well. There's also the camera feature. So you can translate text into photos. So you take a picture and then it'll translate that text. It's great for looking at menus, but in students' cases, it'd be great for walking around the school or seeing some sort of a graphic organizer and being able to take a picture of it and be able to have that translated live. And finally, the phrase book, as I mentioned, where there are typical phrases that may be used in different countries for communicating. So how does it work? You open your browser, you go to translate.it, you type in your name and your language, you share the 5-digit conversation code, and you start chatting. It's very simple, and I put a video in here explaining what it looks like in the classroom, and I'll just play it quickly so you can see what it can look like in a school and in a parent-teacher conference. Whoops.
Today's classrooms reflect the increasingly mobile society we live in. The student population is becoming more diverse, and non-native speakers constitute a greater portion of classrooms than in previous generations, or even just a few years ago. Parent-teacher conferences are a key instrument for engaging parents with their children's teachers and the school community. But what if parents aren't fluent in the language of their child's school? How can they gain an accurate picture of their child's progress? How can they target areas for improvement when there is a communication gap with the instructor? Today, Microsoft offers a groundbreaking new tool that bridges the gap between parents and the teachers responsible for their child's education. Microsoft Translator provides real-time translation in a free, easy-to-use tool that works on any device with web capability.
Welcome. Thank you so much again for coming today.
Muchas gracias por enseñarle a mi hijo.
Your son is very kind. He's doing really well in my class.
Eso me da mucha alegría.
Do you have any other questions for me?
Going beyond the classroom, there are situations in education where parents can benefit from real-time translation into their native language. When parents are able to efficiently touch base with school staff, navigating school practices and policies becomes effortless. There are many interactions between families and schools that are simplified with Translator. The setup for Microsoft Translator is so quick and easy. Just visit aka.ms/translator.edu to learn more and download the app. Then start talking. Your conversations await.
So that's a little bit about the actual use in a school, and I'm going to try to show you how it's used in just a moment. Just quickly, technology specifications, it'll work on Android, iOS devices. Also, it has a PowerPoint add-in where if you use the add-in in PowerPoint, it'll allow you to have translated subtitles on the bottom of your slides as you're teaching. It's a very nice feature for when you're in a face-to-face classroom and you want students to be able to access what you're saying in English in their native language. And I put helpful step-by-step instructions, resources, and our details. When you click here, it'll take you to the Microsoft website, and you can see the URL up here. You could always do a search for it from this video. And you can see how to set this up, how to start translating, and so on and so forth. So let's actually see how this works. I'm going to click on translate.it, and I'm going to start a conversation. And I'll quickly just log in using my Google account. All right. And I'm going to say my name is Greg, and my language is French. And so I'll click enter, and you can click I'm using this product in the classroom. It just gives you some different features. So now everything's in French. Give access to my camera. And let's see. Done. Okay. And now I'm in the translation. Now I'm in the actual chat room. So what I would do is I would share with parents or with students this code right here, and they would go to visit that. So I'm going to type in this code in an incognito window. There's the conversation code. I'm going to say my name is Joe, and I speak English. So now I'm joining the conversation. Give access quickly. Okay, so now, as a teacher, I can say bonjour, comment ça? Come here. It's supposed to be how are you? And so it says, so this is how this is going to work. On this side, you'll type in this in French. And what's going to happen is on the English side, they will see the translation into their native language that they're signed in as. So I'm trying to remember my French right now. I took French many, many years ago in high school. So I used to be able to speak it almost fluently, and then once you don't use it, you lose it. So what we'll do is we'll just put in some common French phrases. Okay, so comment allez-vous? All right, so let's do this. This is how are you? All right, replace comment allez-vous. Okay. And now what's your name? Okay, I'm learning as I go along here. So now I'm seeing what's your name. So on this side, I can just say, hello, nice to meet you. My name is Greg or Joe. Now go back to the French side, and now you can see that it's been translated over to the French native language. Now what's nice about this is, let me try using the microphone feature. Bonjour, comment allez-vous? See, okay, now I got it. See, I knew it was comment allez-vous. Hello, how are you? And now I can say, let me see if this will start working. Hello, I am doing fine. How are you doing? And now I'll go back to the English side, or the French side, and that send through? It did send through. Okay, yep, there we go. So that's pretty much how it works. So what's nice about this is that you could actually have a conversation taking place with a parent. You're speaking English, they're responding in their native language, and they're seeing everything in their native language. And it's a seamless translation that can occur using this device. And so this is totally free. It's just translate.it, and then you start your conversation from there. If you have any questions, please email gbailey@swboces.org.